possible solution to a growing problem for parents. More than half of Americans, 51%, now live in so-called childcare deserts, areas where there are more children than available daycare providers. Having limited childcare options is causing an economic hit as well. An estimated $122 billion of revenue was lost last year due to parents staying at home. John Lauritsen from our Minneapolis station WCCO shows us how one small Minnesota town saved its daycare center and possibly its future.
Now I'll do this one.
It's like every morning. Do I get to go to daycare today?
Kelly Pollen's 3-year-old daughter Peyton
Can you hear it?
is one of the 48 preschoolers at the Little Sprouts Learning Center in Warren, Minnesota.
They paint and they dance and they sing and they keep them busy.
But before Peyton was even born, the daycare center in town almost shut down.
We really didn't know what we would do. We don't have any family who live here. What I have found over my experience with the daycare is that once they close, they're very hard to get back open.
We would have to move. We'd have to relocate entirely.
Lindsay Bugler's family had the same problem. The first day she joined the Little Sprouts board, there was already talk of closing because costs were high and there weren't enough workers.
There's no help out there. And so we had to go to the drawing board and figure out, okay, how can we financially make this work? What does it take to financially keep a daycare open?
Unwilling to lose families, they decided to go big, not just keeping the center open, but building a new one twice the size. Last November, they asked voters for an extra half-cent sales tax, what towns usually do to pay for things like fire stations or community centers.
Oh my gosh, it passed by 15 votes. Like, we won. A little shocked because I had made myself think that it wasn't going to pass, so that I wasn't super disappointed at the end of the night.
Not exactly a landslide out of 651 votes, but a win. As communities across the country struggle to find daycare, what's happening in Warren could be a blueprint for other cities.
The sales tax levy that passed is very unique. That's the only city that has actually done that at this point in time.
Jessica Beyer is with First Children's Finance. It's a nonprofit that works with Warren and other communities to find money for childcare. She says both small towns and big cities need to see good, affordable childcare as the heart and soul of their futures.
The community needs to really look at childcare as an economic driver, not just a women's issue, not a parent's issue. It's an employer issue, it's a community issue.
Wow, do you need help?
A teaching moment from a small town, reaching a much wider audience. For CBS Saturday Morning, John Lauritsen, Warren, Minnesota.
Community issue, the way schools are a community issue.
Well, nobody likes to be taxed, but this is really investing in the future of our country, right?
And also investing just in the here and now and your workforce.
The money off the top we talked about, $122 billion. It's a lot.
Sure is.